Welcome back. I did finish charging. Now I'm going to sneezing. Sorry. There's some sneezing every day. I was out shopping a bit. I got some cheap meatballs. Got this one done seven Danish is $1, so I got this like 80 cents on discount. Now we have some water there. Got this meatballs, $1.50. So I have water there and water. So let's reading. I start to get tired and my apartment is very hot every day. That makes me very sleepy and tired because my apartment always very hot. So it's 6, it's early evening. I not touch anything. I don't know if it will start again or not, I hope. But I need half a minute.
F-16 in. For the Indian MRCA competition for the Indian Air Force, Lockheed Martin offered the F-16 in Super Viper. The F-16 in is based on the F-16E/F Block 60 and features conformal fuel tanks, and /APG-80 radar, GEF-110 GE-132 engine with FADEC controls, electronic warfare suite and infrared search and track, IRST, unit, updated glass cockpit, and a helmet-mounted cueing system. As of 2011, the F-16 in is no longer in the competition. In 2016, Lockheed Martin offered the new F-16 Block 70/72 version to India under the Make in India program. In 2016, the Indian government offered to purchase 200, potentially up to 300, fighters in a deal worth $13.15 billion. As of 2017, Lockheed Martin has agreed to manufacture F-16 Block 70 fighters in India with the Indian defence firm Tata Advanced Systems Limited. The new production line could be used to build F-16s for India and for exports. F-16 IQ. In September 2010, the Defense Security Cooperation Agency informed the United States Congress of a possible foreign military sale of 18 F-16 IQ aircraft along with the associated equipment and services to the newly reformed Iraqi Air Force. The total value of sale was estimated at $4.2 billion. The Iraqi Air Force purchased those 18 jets in the second half of 2011. Then later exercised an option to purchase 18 more for a total of 36 F-16 IQs. As of 2021, the Iraqi had lost 2 in accidents. By 2023, the US government reported that these jets were Iraq's most capable airborne platforms with a 66% mission-capable rate. Their maintenance was being supported by private contractors. At the same time, Iraq's Russian-made systems were suffering from sanctions imposed in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. F-16N. The F-16N was an adversary aircraft operated by the United States Navy. It is based on the standard F-16C/D Block 30 is powered by the General Electric F-110 GE-100 engine, and is capable of supercruise. The F-16N has a strengthened wing and is capable of carrying an air combat maneuvering instrumentation, ACME, pod on the starboard wingtip. Although the single-seat F-16Ns and twin-seat F-16Ns are based on the early production small inlet Block 30 F-16C/D airframe, they retain the APG-66 radar of the F-16A/B. In addition, the aircraft's 20mm cannon has been removed, as has the Airborne Self-Protection Jammer, ASPJ, and they carry no missiles. Their UFIT consists of an ALR-69 radar warning receiver, RWR, and an AL-40 chaff forward/flare dispenser. The F-16Ns and F-16Ns have the standard Air Force tailhook and undercarriage and are not aircraft carrier capable. Production totaled 26 airframes, of which 22 are single-seat F-16Ns and 4 are twin-seat F-16Ns. The initial batch of aircraft was in service between 1988 and 1998. At that time, hairline cracks were discovered in several bulkheads, and the Navy did not have the resources to replace them, so the aircraft were eventually retired, with one aircraft sent to the collection of the National Naval Aviation Museum at NAS Pensacola, Florida, and the remainder placed in storage at Davis-Monthan AFB. These aircraft were later replaced by embargoed ex-Pakistani F-16s in 2003. The original inventory of F-16Ns was previously operated by adversary squadrons at NAS Oceana, Virginia, NAS Key West, Florida, and the former NAS Miramar, California. The current F-16A/B aircraft are operated by the Naval Strike and Air Warfare Center at NAS Fallon, Nevada. F-16V. At the 2012 Singapore Air Show, Lockheed Martin unveiled plans for the new F-16V variant with the V suffix for its Viper nickname. It features an AN/APG-83 active electronically scanned array, AESA, radar, a new mission computer and electronic warfare suite, an automated ground collision avoidance system, and various cockpit improvements. This package is an option on current production F-16s and can be retrofitted to most in-service F-16s. First flight took place the 21st of October, 2015. Taiwanese media reported that Taiwan and the US both initially invested in the development of the F-16V. Upgrades to Taiwan's F-16 fleet began in January 2017. The first country to confirm the purchase of 16 new F-16 Block 70/72 was Bahrain. Greece announced the upgrade of 84 F-16C/D Block 52 Plus and Block 52 Plus Advanced, Block 52M, to the latest V, Block 70/72, variant in October 2017. Slovakia announced on the 11th of July 2018 that it intends to purchase 14 F-16 Block 70/72 aircraft. Lockheed Martin has redesignated the F-16V Block 70 as the F-21 in its offering for India's fighter requirement. Taiwan's Republic of China Air Force announced on the 19th of March 2019 that it formally requested the purchase of an additional 66 F-16V fighters. The Trump administration approved the sale on the 20th of August 2019. On the 14th of August 2020, Lockheed Martin was awarded a $62 billion contract by the U.S. DoD that includes 66 new F-16s at $8 billion, $9.28 billion in 2023, for Taiwan. QF-16. In September 2013, Boeing and the U.S. Air Force tested an unmanned F-16, with 2 U.S. Air Force pilots controlling the airplane from the ground as it flew from Tyndall AFB over the Gulf of Mexico. Related developments, edit. Bout Model 1600. Proposed naval variant. General Dynamics F-16 XL. 1980s technology demonstrator. General Dynamics NF-16D Vista. 1990s experimental fighter. Mitsubishi F-2. 1990s Japanese multi-role fighter based on the F-16. Operators, edit. Main article, General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon Operators. As of 2024, there have been 2,145 F-16s in active service around the world. 1 Argentina, 2 Bahrain, 3 Belgium, 4 Bulgaria, 5 Chile, 6 Egypt, 7 Greece, 8 Indonesia, 9 Iraq, 10 Israel, 11 Jordan, 12 Morocco, 13 Oman, 14 Pakistan, 15 Poland, 16 Portugal, 17 Romania, 18 Singapore, 19 Slovakia, 20 South Korea, 21 Taiwan, 22 Thailand, 23 Turkey, 24 Ukraine, 25 United Arab Emirates, 26 United States, 27 Venezuela. Former operators, edit. 1 Denmark Royal Danish Air Force sold 24 F-16s to Argentine Air Force in 2024. Donating the rest of the fleet of 19 F-16s to Ukrainian Air Force. 2 Italian Air Force used up to 30 F-16s and 4 F-16Bs of the Block 15 ADF variant, leased from the United States Air Force, from 2003 to 2012. 3 Netherlands Royal Netherlands Air Force sold 6 F-16s to Royal Jordanian Air Force and 36 F-16s to Chilean Air Force in 2005. Donating the rest of the fleet of 42 aircraft to Ukraine in 2024. 4 Norway Royal Norwegian Air Force, an oath. On the 6th of January, 2022, Norway announced that all F-16s had been retired and replaced with the F-35. The ANOF sold 32 of their F-16s to Romanian Air Force, with the remaining operational aircraft being donated to Ukraine. Notable accidents and incidents, edit. See also, United States Air Force Thunderbirds accidents. The F-16 has been involved in over 670 hull loss accidents as of January 2020. 1 on the 8th of May 1975, while practicing a 9G aerial display maneuver with the 2nd YF-16, tail number 72 to 1568, at Fort Worth, Texas. Prior to being sent to the Paris Air Show, one of the main landing gears jammed. The test pilot, Neil Anderson, had to perform an emergency gear-up landing and chose to do so in the grass, hoping to minimize damage and avoid injuring any observers. The aircraft was only slightly damaged, but because of the mishap, the first prototype was sent to the Paris Air Show in its place. 2 on the 15th of November 1982, while on a training flight outside Kunsan Air Base in South Korea, USAF Captain Ted Harduvel died when he crashed inverted into a mountain ridge. In 1985, Harduvel's widow filed a lawsuit against General Dynamics claiming an electrical malfunction, not pilot error, as the cause. A jury awarded the plaintiff $3.4 million in damages. However, in 1989, the U.S. Court of Appeals ruled the contractor had immunity to lawsuits, overturning the previous judgment. The court remanded the case to the trial court for entry of judgment in favor of General Dynamics. The accident and subsequent trial was the subject of the 1992 film Afterburn. 3. On the 23rd of March, 1994, during a joint Army-Air Force exercise at Pope AFB, North Carolina, F-16D, AF serial number 88-0171, of the 23D Fighter Wing Forward/74th Fighter Squadron was simulating an engine-out approach when it collided with a USAF C-130E. Both F-16 crew members ejected, but their aircraft, on full afterburner, continued on an arc towards Green Ramp and struck a USAF C-141 that was being boarded by U.S. Army paratroopers. This accident resulted in 24 fatalities and at least 100 others injured. It has since been known as the Green Ramp disaster. 4. On the 15th of September, 2003, a USAF Thunderbird's F-16C crashed during an air show at Mountain Home AFB, Idaho. Captain Christopher Strickland attempted a split-S maneuver based on an incorrect mean sea level altitude of the airfield. Climbing to only 1,670 feet, 510 m, above ground level instead of 2,500 feet, 760 m, Strickland had insufficient altitude to complete the maneuver, but was able to guide the aircraft away from spectators and ejected less than 1 second before impact. Strickland survived with only minor injuries. The aircraft was destroyed. USAF procedure for demonstration split-S maneuvers was changed, requiring both pilots and controllers to use above ground level, AGL, altitudes. 5. On the 26th of January, 2015, a Greek F-16D crashed while performing a NATO training exercise in Albacete, Spain. Both crew members and 9 French soldiers on the ground died when it crashed in the flight line, destroying or damaging 2 Italian AMXs, 2 French Alpha jets, and 1 French Mirage 2000. Investigations suggested that the accident was due to an erroneous rudder setting that was caused by loose papers in the cockpit. 6. On the 7th of July, 2015, an F-16CJ collided with a Cessna 150M over Moncks Corner, South Carolina, U.S. The pilot of the F-16 ejected safely, but both people in the Cessna were killed. 7. On the 11th of October, 2018, an F-16 MLU from the 2nd Tactical Wing of the Belgian Air Component, on the apron at Florence Air Station, was hit by a gun burst from a nearby F-16, whose cannon was fired inadvertently during maintenance. The aircraft caught fire and was burned to the ground, while 2 other F-16s were damaged and 2 maintenance personnel were treated for oral trauma. 8. On the 11th of March, 2020, a Pakistani F-16M, serial number 92730, of the No. 9 Squadron, Pakistan Air Force, crashed in the Sheikha Parian area of Islamabad during rehearsals for the Pakistan Day Parade. The plane crashed when the F-16 was executing an aerobatic loop. As a result, the pilot of the F-16, Wing Commander Noman Akram, who was also the commanding officer of the No. 9 Squadron Griffins, lost his life. A board of inquiry ordered by the Pakistan Air Force later revealed that the pilot had every chance to eject but opted not to and tried his best to save the aircraft and avoid civilian casualties on the ground. Videos taken by locals on the ground show his F-16M crashing into some woods. He was hailed a hero by Pakistanis while also gaining some attention internationally. 9. On the 6th of May, 2023, a U.S. Air Force F-16C of the 8th Fighter Wing crashed in a field near Asan Air Base in South Korea during a daytime training sortie. The pilot safely ejected from the aircraft. 10. On the 8th of May, 2024, an F-16C of the Republic of Singapore Air Force crashed during takeoff within Tengah Air Base. The pilot successfully ejected from the aircraft without major injuries. The cause was later identified to be from the malfunction of 2 of the 3 primary pitch rate gyroscopes on the aircraft. This was noted to be a rare occurrence by Lockheed Martin due to the concurrent failure of the 2 independent pitch rate gyroscopes giving similar inputs, which caused the digital flight control computer to reject inputs from the correctly functioning pitch rate gyroscope and the backup pitch rate gyroscope when it was activated by the rejection of a primary pitch rate gyroscope. Aircraft on display, edit. Main article, list of displayed General Dynamics F-16 fighting Falcons. As newer variants have entered service, many examples of older F-16 models have been preserved for display worldwide, particularly in Europe and the United States. Specifications, F-16C Block 50 and 52, edit. Data from USAF sheet, International Directory of Military Aircraft, Flight Manual for F-16C/D Block 50/52 plus. General characteristics. 1 crew, 1. 2 length, 49 feet 5 in, 15.06 m. 3 wingspan, 32 feet 8 in, 9.96 m. 4 height, 16 feet, 4.9 m. 5 wing area, 300 square feet, 28 m. 6 airfoil, NACA 64204. 7 empty weight, 18,900 pound, 8,573 kilograms. 8 gross weight, 26,500 pound, 12,020 kilograms. 9 max takeoff weight, 42,300 pound, 19,187 kilograms. 10 fuel capacity, 7,000 pounds, 3,200 kilograms, internal. 11 power plant, 1 General Electric F-110 GE1294 Block 50 aircraft, 17,155 lbf, 76.31 kN. Thrust dry, 29,500 lbf, 131 kN, with afterburner. 1 Pratt & Whitney F-100 PW2294 Block 52 aircraft, 17,800 lbf, 79 kN, thrust dry and 29,160 lbf, 129.7 kN, with afterburner. Performance. 1 maximum speed, Mach 2.05, 1,176 kN, 1,353 miles per hour, 2,178 kilometers per hour, at 40,000 feet, clean. 1 Mach 1.2, 800 kN, 921 miles per hour, 1,482 kilometers per hour, at sea level. 2 Cruise speed, 504 kN, 580 miles per hour, 933 kilometers per hour. 3 Combat range, 295 mi, 339 mi, 546 kilometers, on a high-low high mission with 1,000 pound, 454 kilograms, bombs. 4 Ferry range, 2,277 mi, 2,620 mi, 4,217 kilometers, with 3 drop tanks. 5 Service ceiling, 50,000 feet, 15,000 m. 6 G limits, +9. 7 Roll rate, 324 degree /s. 8 Wing loading, 88.3 pound /square feet, 431 kilogram /m. 9 Thrust /weight, 1.095, 1.24 with loaded weight and 50% internal fuel. Armament. 1 guns, 120 mm, 0.787 in, M61 A1 Vulcan 6-barrel rotary cannon, 511 rounds. 2 hard points, 2 wingtip air-to-air missile launch rails, 6 under wing, and 3 under fuselage pylon, 2 of 3 force sensors, stations with a capacity of up to 17,000 pound, 7,700 kilograms, of stores. 3 rockets. 4 Lao-61 /Lao-68 rocket pods, each with 19 /7 Hydra 70mm /AX rockets, respectively. 4 Lao-5000 and 3 rocket pods, each with 19 CRV-7 70mm rockets. 4 Lao-10 rocket pods, each with 4 Zuni 127mm rockets. 4 missiles. 1 air-to-air missiles. 6 AIM-9 Sidewinder. 6 AIM-120 AMRAAM. 6 Iris-T. 6 Python 4. 6 Python 5. 2 AIM-7 Sparrow and 4 AIM-9 Sidewinder. 2 air-to-surface missiles. 6 AGM-65 Maverick. 2 AGM-88 Harm. AGM-158 JASM. 4 AGM-154 Joint Standoff Weapon, JSOW. 3 anti-ship missiles. 2 AGM-84 Harpoon. 4 AGM-119 Penguin. Joint Strike Missile, to be integrated. 5 bombs. 8 CBU-87 Combined Effects Munition. 8 CBU-89 Gator Mine. 8 CBU-97 Sensor Fused Weapon. 4 Mark 84 General Purpose Bombs. 8 Mark 83 GP Bombs. 12 Mark 82 GP Bombs. 8 GBU-39 Small Diameter Bomb, SDB. 4 GBU-10 Paveway 2. 6 GBU-12 Paveway 2. 4 GBU-24 Paveway 3. 4 GBU-27 Paveway 3. 4 Joint Direct Attack Munition, JDAM, Series. Wind Corrected Munitions Dispenser, WCMD. B-61 Nuclear Bomb. B-83 Nuclear Bomb. 6 others. 1 ADM-160 MALD. 2 SUU-42 A /A flares /infrared decoys dispenser pod and chaff pod or 3 and /ALQ-131 and /ALQ-184 ECM pods on centerline or 4 Lantern, Lockheed Martin Sniper XR and Lightning targeting pods or 5 and /ASQ-213 Harm Targeting System, HTS, pod, typically configured on Station 5L with Sniper XR pod on Station 5R, or 6 up to 300 /330 /370 /600 US gallon, 1135, 1250, 1400, 2270 L. Sergeant Fletcher drop tanks for ferry flight /extended range /loitering time or 7 UTC Aerospace DB-110 long range EO /IR sensor pod on centerline. Avionics. 1 and /APG-83 and /APG-68 radar, depends on aircraft variant. The and /APG-68 radar is being replaced on many U.S. Air Force F-16C /D Block 40 /42 and 50 /52 aircraft by the and /APG-83 AESA radar. 2 and /ALR-56M radar warning receiver. being replaced on US Air Force F-16C /D Block 40/42 and 50/52 by and /ALR-69O, V. 3 and /ALQ-213 Electronic Warfare Suite, being replaced on US Air Force F-16C /D Block 40/42 and 50/52 by and /ALQ-257. 4 mil STD 1500